A very good morning to everybody. You join me this morning, Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019, with a view of the beach of Blackpool. There's the central pier, just going around to my right, and there's the north pier. It is a cracking morning here. It is now 9 AM in the morning, a beautiful crisp fresh morning. Now thank you very much for joining me, and also I wish to thank every single viewer, every single person for watching my videos. Thank you very, very much to everybody. Now this is my Sunday survey. It contains, I hope, quite a lot of interesting information. I hope it is enjoyed. There's clips from earlier in the week, and also when the Sunday survey comes on the screen, there's several pieces of information that I hope is of interest to everybody. I must really get on with it now, so again, with my thanks, I will now start this video. Friday, the 1st of November 2019, and you join me at the Premier Insight. In front is one of the vehicles from the hoist company that is installing this hoist at this build. Just going to walk you down now to the area of that hoist. There we are. You can see it is now on the second story. However, it is still not in operation. It's still being attended to. It is hoped that at the start of next week or maybe Tuesday, this hoist can be operational. I've just noticed this. The tower crane is in operation again, and there's another skip coming down, I believe. Well, as said, this is the first day of November, and every week, every day, this build now is reaching a climax. It will not be long now until more can be seen at this build. Yes, there's another skip on its way down. However, this, incredibly enough, is a very, very long task for the tower crane operator. Here's that skip just arriving down. I'm at the side now of this build. There we are, there's the skip finally landed. Also this Friday morning, a huge consignment of plasterboard at this site. And this plasterboard is due to go right up to the top level. You can see the chain of the crane now. That's just being fixed all around the plasterboards. The site of the Sands Venue Resort Hotel. We are at the side of the rear of this build, and we can see the two mobile cranes at full stretch here. There's that mobile crane turning around, and I'm going to show you this now. Now, all that in purple, I have just been told that is fireproof insulation. And a complete look at this first side, which I'll be taking you down. That mobile crane, it's taking something down to the contractors there. So we're going to now proceed to the front of the build. We are at the front of the build, and there is tremendous activity here. Now, I've got to move across the road because the pavement is so narrow. I'm across the road now, so here is a full view of the front of this build. There's that access lift that's working as well today. There's some contractors right above there. Can you see them? I hope you can. Now, what I would like to point out here is that there is absolutely no scaffold here whatsoever. No scaffold here whatsoever, and no security netting and no scaffold boards. It is wide open now, so that is signs of marvellous progress. There's the access lift on the move. Let's proceed now to the second side. And our usual view of this second side. And we see contractors at ground level. The gates are open at the moment because this electricity van is just on the way out. Yes, a full view now from the rear to the front. A very, very quick view now as the gates are still open. And you can see here some of that fireproof insulation in purple. That's what it is. Looking now at a view of the second side, we can see all the windows in place, and there's that fireproof insulation in purple. And also I can show you the chain of the crane just coming down. That usual white mobile crane that we can see every time on our visit, bringing its chain right down to ground level. A full-on view of the rear of this Sands Venue Resort Hotel, which in the future will be Blackpool's only 5-star hotel on the promenade. Marvellous progress here being made week after week, day after day. Very good morning to everybody. Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019, and I would like to welcome you all to my Sunday survey this very morning. A lovely, lovely, crisp morning. It is 8 AM in the morning on this Sunday. Now, there's only one place I can start to introduce this video today. But firstly, I would like to thank everybody who watches these videos very much. Thank you to everybody, each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Now, I have some interesting pieces of news to explain today. Abingdon Street Market. This is where we are at the moment. We've just left a view of the Winter Gardens. And just a few paces down here, across the road, you will see a lovely building. Beautiful white ornate Portland stone. I had this kindly explained to myself yesterday. White ornate Portland stone, a cracking building. And yes, this was Blackpool's old post office. And across the road there are 8 cast iron telephone kiosks. 8 of them. Now, the news I can tell you is this. On Tuesday, there is a council meeting, and it is expected that planning will be actually granted for this to be turned in to a 102-roomed hotel with all the things you expect to find in a modern hotel, shops, restaurants, etc. Yes, so just a quick refresher on what I've said. This Tuesday, these premises are expected to receive the OK for the builders and the company involved to transform this into that 102 roomed hotel. Now we're just going to walk a short way to our next venue. Here's the barbecue shop on the right, just coming up, and this is where we're going to turn off. Here we are. This is where we visit our next venue, lovely Deansgate. Now, previous to walking up here, it will probably look worse than it did last week, but don't worry about that. There's a natural gas pipe. This is the slight problem here. This is having to be laid right the way down here, and on my left you can see the trench of that. Just show you all the shops across the road like I always do. There's the two cafes and the electrical shop next door. Now, wait a moment. Now, what's happened here? We have to go just reverse. And we've got to go up here. As said, this will look worse than it did last week due to that gas pipe. But I can tell you a lot of progress here made. Now, this is my first visit here with the camcorder. The reason being is that the walkway here is so narrow, and I could not stop to do any videoing this week because the people passing by, we were hampering each other. So I'm very, very pleased at just after 8 AM on this Sunday I'm able to video this complete road, and across the road we will be branching off into Edward Street. I'm just going to show you these now. These are the anti-terrorist posts. They will be fitted on these concrete blocks here, and this one here is a seating area right outside that electrical shop. There we are. There's the electrical shop there. I just turn back and there's the seating area with the anti-terrorist posts. Now, across the road you will see that large shop area with the yellow fascias. Now, I have some information that was kindly passed to me on Friday and Saturday about these shop premises here. Now, I have to be very careful what I say, as it has not been reported yet to the papers, I don't think, or to the media. Now, that shop there that I pointed out with the yellow fascias was a very, very long, well-established company called Blacks. Now, what I'm told is, and I have to be very careful, no, I must stop myself from saying it, I think I can tell you that something has happened here, and when it's well known, I obviously can tell you, but I think it best if I don't. But I can promise you this, that those premises on the corner, something has happened. For the good. I hastily add, for the good. Now, this is where we are now, and you can see everything looking also very nice. And across the road we see the Washington Public House. And we're at the top of the road now. And there's a view of the whole of the road. Excellent work and progress here. However, I cannot make my way, as I usually do, right down to Edward Street. So I've got to now walk around the block. I will see you at the other entrance of Edward Street. Here we are, just a short distance around the block, and we find ourselves now at the other entrance to Edward Street. I can walk you down this side of the footpath today. Now, this is my first time along this road today. As I said, it's now about 8:15 AM, and what you are seeing is, like myself, I'm seeing all this for the first time, because I want to get everything done nice and early in front of all the visitors that will be appearing in Blackpool today. It's nice and quiet for me. And this is that shop that's going to open up, I'm told, as a vegetarian cafe. That's the old premises. It used to be hairstylists, the ladies' hairstylists. Just turning round again, and in front, that is the rear of that post office, the old post office of Blackpool, that on this Tuesday it is expected, without any doubt whatsoever, for this to be transferred into a 102 rooms hotel with all the trimmings. And here, just turning round again, I'm not at the perfect angle, but all the businesses which have been nicely painted up, what a difference it makes. What a fierce actual, oh, it does look so nice when you see that white stone all painted nice. This is going to be a most interesting road, because this will be the rear of this proposed hotel. So people will be able to come out of the hotel and straight onto this road here. Still walking down the road along this pavement, which is in process of an extension. And on the right we see that grooming emporium that we covered a couple of videos ago, and it's settled down very nice, and he has lots of new customers. Handsome Gentleman's Grooming Emporium. And now again we come to an area where we can go no further. I do hope that you have enjoyed the coverage of this area. Exciting news. It has to be exciting news. And I'm now going to close the camcorder down and make my way to our next venue. Our next venue is here, the Premier Insight. Now you already have footage of this actual build earlier this week on this video, so I'm not going to spend too much time here due to the amount of time I had to spend at the previous venue, Edward Street. I would like to show you this though, the exciting, just let this bus pass. I would like to show you this. This is the progress of that hoist, and you can see all the safety cages now nearly completed. Can you see the blue, what I call safety cages, now nearly reaching the top of the build? As said earlier on this video, it is hoped for this hoist to be in operation early next week. However, one cannot rush these jobs. Safety is paramount, so it takes as long as it does for as long as this hoist to be correctly installed. A view of the side elevation, and now, due to the time factor, we must now progress to our next venue. We are now walking along Talbot Road against 2 lanes of tram tracks. We are now rapidly approaching the venue that I wish to show, and that is of the giant WILKO store, which is the main central piece of this jigsaw. The jigsaw is the regeneration of Blackpool, and this, as said, is the central piece. Now, there are reports this week all over social media and also on radio channels. I have heard that this building will see some attention about March or April next year. Now, these are not my words, these are words from excellent Blackpool vloggers and excellent radio channels. That's all I can do. No doubt you picked up on this yourself. I do hope, along with many thousands of other interested parties, that this proves to be true. I really do. There's the tram lines, all waiting to go right through that store, which will one day consist of 142 hotel rooms. Holiday Inn, I believe. Now, that concludes our visit to this area of the WILKO store, Talbot Road. What a marvellous morning this is. I've just jumped off the tram and we are now at Waterloo Road. And across the road you will see the sites of the Easy Hotel. 97 rooms here, over 30 of which will have no windows. This will be a very reasonable priced hotel for people to use. Now this is just a flying visit here because there's nothing I can show because of all the boarding up. So there we are, the Easy Hotel. I have just left the tram again and we are now looking at a full frontal view of the Sands Venue Resorts Hotel. 91 5-star rooms here. Oh, talking about trams, I'd just like to mention today, Sunday the 3rd of November, sees the start of the winter timetable. However, I would like to quickly say that really, instead of 6 an hour, all it really means is I think it's about 4 or 5 an hour. There's not a lot of difference. It's a wonderful service that Blackpool Transport provide. Now, you have views of this earlier in this video, so I have to press on now to our next venue. Here we are at our last venue. Now on my left, about 40 or 50 yards on the left hand side, is the Winter Gardens, and if I turn around to my left slowly, I would like to show you a view of our last venue, which is the new Blackpool Conference Centre. Here it is. Now here is not only a conference centre, there is also a hotel with 203 planned rooms. Me and Mum was like this. I've shown this earlier and everything is coming along oh so very nicely. Just a quick visit here. A view of the central pier on this lovely morning, and it is from here that I would like to close this video down, thanking everybody who has watched it. I do hope you have enjoyed it. I've tried to cover everything in a slightly different format. So I wish everybody a nice day, and once again thank you for everything. Bye bye.